this week, Harry Potter. JB, you were on top of that news story. What happened? Walk us through this.
Okay, so it's pretty funny. My partner texted me at 6:59 a.m. or something ridiculous, and it was just a video clip to a YouTube video. The link, I believe, in the text said leaked Harry Potter gameplay. Rocksteady ? And I was like, okay, because we get a load of these. If you look on YouTube,
your girlfriend's constantly texting us these leaked videos.
Yeah. So I watched it. Hazy, not really awake, pre-coffee. And I was like, hey, this looks really good. Holy shit, there's effects. What the hell is going on? And it was very clear when I was watching it, this was real. This was like a AAA production developer. So we wrote up a story. We reached out to Warner Brothers. And Elise, why don't you describe a little bit about what that game is that we saw, or whatever it is.
Totally. So it's maybe a minute and a half or so.
Yeah, it's a minute, 13 seconds.
And it shows Hogwarts, especially in the beginning, but you are a fifth-year student, and you get to choose from 8 different wizarding classes, which apparently this is what the little memo says on Reddit.
Yeah, and you create your character in the beginning.
Create
fully,
your character. Yeah. You see a little bit of that customization in the video, and it takes place in the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
So
dumb question. Not a huge Harry Potter dork here. How long has Hogwarts been around?
Oof.
A long time.
Yeah. I
Centuries?
can't tell you.
So 1800s isn't outlandish. This isn't going to be some weird prehistory version of Hogwarts. Okay.
No, I mean, especially Harry Potter is also filled with, these family trees that just go way back.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be seeing some ancestors of the Malfoys or Lestrange or
Hanson,
Dumbledore.
The way to think about it is the difference between the original trilogy and KOTOR.
Oh, okay.
That's sort of set up.
Right. But it's a good area to dive into.
But it's cool. I think it's interesting because the Fantastic Beasts movie takes place in the early 1900s.
Right.
So this is before that as well.
Smart.
Yeah.
And so it shows you running through dungeons, fighting monsters. There's a bunch of spells on the right.
There's a bunch of goblins, and there's creatures that actually debuted in the Fantastic Beasts movie.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, that show up there. There's that one, I forget what it's called, but it's this large kind of reptile-ish dinosaur.
Okay.
Weird tentacle things coming from its chin. That was from Fantastic Beasts.
There's a bunch of spells, and I'm curious if you guys, Harry Potter hotshots, can tell me what these spells do.
You didn't tell us we were going there.
All right. How do you pronounce this? Leviosa?
Oh, levitating.
Okay, got it. Expelliarmus?
That's
for
disarming, right?
Disarming.
Yeah.
Oh, Dioluso?
Oh, I don't know that one.
All right. Loomis.
That's light up.
Light, got it. Alohomora.
That's unlocking. Alohomora is unlocking doors.
Yeah. That's amazing, you guys. Reparo.
Repair.
Yep.
Stupefy.
That is stunning.
Oh, that was a disturbed thing.
We're good.
That's pretty good. Is this everything you guys wanted from the look of it?
Yeah.
I feel like the biggest problem with the Harry Potter universe has always been Harry Potter himself. No, really.
Sure.
Rowling is great at creating worlds that you want to inhabit and you want to you just want to get lost in. Harry has always been a pretty bad protagonist. He's great in the terms that here are your eyes into this world, but as someone who's relatable and who's going through these struggles and is interesting, there's a lot of story there dedicated to try and make him that way. Oh, he's an orphan. Oh, he has girl troubles, blah, blah, blah. He's just not as interesting as the world, and that's always been a problem. And all the video games up until this point, outside of the Quidditch one, it feels have focused on sort of regurgitating the storylines from, the main novels. So to have an expansion, an interactive expansion, an open world RPG, if this looks accurate, if this is accurate, where you create your character and you're inhabiting that universe as a new character.
Tell a new storyline.
Oh man, listen, this is all I want from a Harry Potter
in
game.
life.
No, this is what I want. I want to attend Hogwarts, so check. I want to make wizard friends, check. I want to attend wizarding classes, and there definitely seem to be potions classes, herbology. I saw in there, transfiguration. I noticed. Looked like maybe the Forbidden Forest was in there. That's not classes, but still getting to explore the Forbidden Forest and see a bunch of cool creatures. Right. That's awesome.
There's that weird
Looked
one
like Diagon Alley, potentially.
Owls? Also an owl?
An owl.
It's got the soundtrack, the Great Harry Potter themes in there.
And And there was a section where you're fighting a bunch of goblins, and that kind of made me wonder if it was at like Gringotts Bank, maybe, because that's where a lot of goblins are.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that fighting system, just want to say that looked real cool.
What about it?
Like just, the effects and like when you break down the door and the sword goes through that goblin.
Oh, right,
and impales
right.
him. It's like, that looks amazing.
Yeah.
And then when
cool.
they reconstruct the bridge,
Yep.
just all the effects look just as good in the game as they do in the movie.
And I want like a deep, awesome magic system that doesn't feel like crap.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like I love playing as like a mage in RPGs, but a lot of the time I just feel like that can be the worst class to play.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it'd be super easy here too. Like, oh, you gain experience, your stupendo or your stun spell, it not only stuns them, it blows them against the wall and makes them ragdoll like crazy. Like that sort of stuff.
Just give me like Spider-Man's combat and
Small ass.
Naturally.
with magic.
Is it too much to ask?
Acrobatic wizardry.
Totally.
Okay, so reading,
Doable, right?
just trying to figure out where this thing came from, how this worked. This is from The Verge. They wrote this up talking about how this came to be. So the person that leaked this video on Reddit, as The Verge writes, in a follow-up Reddit comment, the user who posted the footage claims they were approached in a shopping mall to watch the trailer and complete a short survey for $8. Although cameras and phones were ostensibly not allowed, the company conducting the survey neglected to confiscate them, according to the Redditor. So he just filmed this with his phone, even though they said, like, don't use it. But they just didn't really care enough to yank it out of his hand. So they're going around market testing this game that is secretly in development.
That's really bizarre.
What? Who's going to say they don't want that? It is just going to print cash.
Yeah, it's so weird because I understand that like when you have something, when it's not just a gaming studio or publisher, but when you have Warner Brothers involved, like obviously there's going to be some emphasis there on like, we need to focus test this. We need to get marketing out. But this is so stupid. Like people are going to want this no matter what, but
Microtransactions.
it definitely cements that this is absolutely, in my opinion, like this is absolutely real. We're probably going to see more of it next month. I feel like because that looked like a rough cut trailer, and the new movie is out next month. So I'm betting that this was going to be a trailer before the movie.
So you mentioned early on that the YouTube video, it said Rocksteady ? That it looked very good. It looked AAA. It didn't look Rocksteady level quality in my mind, and so my mind immediately then went to
Rocksteady has already said no. That it's not
really?
them. Yeah.
So I thought Warner Brothers Montreal. They haven't done anything since Arkham Origin. It has to be them. But people have pointed out, probably correctly, that Avalanche. This is the Disney Infinity team, which was blown up and then purchased or reassembled again by Warner Brothers in January of 2017, which wasn't that long ago, really, that they were hiring for, quote, a job listing for a writer with a deep understanding of British culture to work on an RPG with branching storytelling.
Well then.
So the idea, it's Avalanche Software. It's most likely.
Gotta be.
But still, like, a year and a half or so to put a game that looks that good together, that seems shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, God.
I don't know.
It's sad to a degree. Like all Harry Potter fans want, I say this is
as all Harry Potter fans.
Yeah, as all the collective is like, I think we just want a fucking competent Harry Potter game.
Yes.
Like, because like all of them, except for the Quidditch game, are either mediocre or just bad.
I've played several of the Harry Potter games. I enjoyed the Philosopher's Stone and the Chamber of Secrets back in the day, even though it was a bunch of bad, like 3D platforming around. They weren't great, but it worked for the time. The Quidditch World Cup was actually a good game. It was actually a good iteration of it. I've played the Half-Blood Prince. No, I've played the Deathly Hallows Part 1 on the Wii, which was terrible, where you have like the Wii as a wand, which sounded cool, like in concept, but like terrible in actual play.
I mean, they're just generic licensed games.
I think you're right. Like they focus too much on Harry Potter. Yeah. You know, I think that you said it already, but like the strength of the Harry Potter series is not the protagonist. It's that wizarding world.
Totally.
That's the big draw. So if we can have an open world RPG, moving away from Harry Potter and total blank slate and being able to create, come on, like your own wizard or witch, like who doesn't want that?
I think if this game's done right and it's looking pretty solid from that grainy teaser we saw, I mean, I think this could be bigger than Arkham for WB. I'm sure they've done the focus
done
testing,
right,
but this
yeah.
could just be like an avalanche of sales.
I mean,
I'm
look
sorry.
at look at Chucklefish, with the publisher of Stardew Valley,
Yeah,
Right.
with that game.
and that I forget what it's
Spellbound?
called now. Is it Spellbound?
That's the working
still?
title.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
And look at the enthusiasm surrounding
Because
that.
they
Just-
referenced Harry Potter once.
they reference Harry Potter once, and they're like, this is a wizarding school simulation, and
Yeah.
people go crazy over that.
Yeah,
people want this.
People are
really
amped for the
badly.
next Fire Emblem game because of it's got that sort of house setup too.
I just want to go to wizarding classes and make wizarding friends.
We all do. So, hey, look out. It could be called Harry Potter Magic Awakened, which is a rumor that a BBC reporter tweeted out. So something like that. Maybe at the Game Awards?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think we'll find out soon with that movie. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be
Okay.
weird
God,
not
just
to
take my
when they
money.
have because that just looks like a trailer. What they showed was rough
Yeah.
cut marketing materials.
Right,
Yeah.
for sure. That was just a clip from a larger show called The Game Informer Show. You can find it on iTunes, Google Play, or GameInformer.com. We take the fun opportunities and exclusive information from Game Informer magazine and boil it into a show that airs every Thursday with exclusive cover story information, developer interviews, a lot of fun stuff. So come love games with us.